What's up everyone and welcome back to the MMA Zone. Today, let's get started with Garry breaks silence on Backlash. Garry has become one of the most polarizing fighters in the UFC during his run with the promotion. While some have previously taken aim at Garry for his brash and outspoken nature, it's his relationship that has earned him plenty of criticism as of late. After the MMA community became aware of the controversial book Garry's wife previously wrote, the welterweight faced so much heat that he set his Twitter account to private. After recently posting a video of his 2024 hit list, Garry has since made an appearance on the MMA Hour to start the year ahead of his upcoming fight with Geoff Neal, where he broke his silence on the backlash he's faced as of late.
I feel like a lot of people are sheep and a lot of people believe some ridiculous things online and they run with it. And then a lot gets kind of Chinese whispers taken out of context. And a lot of people don't understand my personal life or anything to do with it or anything to do with me, my family, my team. They've just heard whispers and rumors. And the truth is people love to hate. The internet, Instagram, Twitter, all of it is a very toxic place. And especially MMA media, 99% of it is very toxic. 1 minute they love you, the next minute they hate you. We've seen it. The hate is ridiculous, the love is amazing. So I think it might have all come my way because of my success.
As Garry Hitless indicated, his plan is to defeat Geoff Neal before then setting his sights on Colby Covington and then middleweight champion Sean Strickland, judging from the looks of things. Khamzat Chimaev sends a warning to Sean Strickland ahead of his fight against Dricus du Plessis. Khamzat appeared on the MH podcast where he had some words for the champ Sean Strickland. Here's what he had to say.
Inshallah, we try to be a good picture for them. That Sean Strickland, all these guys, they should be afraid of us. We fight not just for us like they do, we fight for all Muslims. 100%. If he has the fight now, who is winning the fight, he has a good fighter who is fighting with du Plessis, and if he wins against this guy, so for sure we're gonna fight. 100% should be. They promised for me that fight, so now we're gonna wait who is winning the fight and then take the belt.
Next up, let's take a look at MMA community goes off on Dana White for fights. Dana White has continued to announce big matchups for 2024 while also juggling the upcoming UFC 300 card set to take place this April. While many thought that the card could wind up playing host to a clash between Islam Makhachev and Charles Oliveira and a long-awaited fight between Dustin Poirier and Nate Diaz, that won't be the case. Speaking in a recent Instagram Live, Dana White announced that Oliveira would be fighting Arman Tsarukyan in a #1 contender fight at UFC 300, while Poirier will compete against Benoit St. Denis at UFC 299, in a fight where St. Denis is already listed as a favorite on DraftKings. The MMA community was quick to react to both fights, with one fan writing, "Why he's not fighting for the title is boggling. He's pound for pound #6 ranked and also #1 contender. Why he's fighting #4 ranked Arman Tsarukyan makes little to no sense." Another wrote, "They really did Charles dirty. Wow." Another questioned what the promotion has in store for UFC 300 if Makhachev won't be defending his title against Oliveira on the card, writing, "Are they just setting up 300 to be a dud?" Another wrote, "I understand spreading fights out beyond UFC 300 like Conor and Dustin, but so far UFC 300 just looking like another random pay-per-view." Another put the blame on Makhachev for the situation, writing, "Anything for Islam to avoid fighting contenders. The division is dead with him as champion." While another fan questioned just what the announcement means for Justin Gaethje, writing, "WTF, what about Gaethje?" With Oliveira and Tsarukyan set to compete in a title eliminator, many believe that Gaethje will wind up defending the BMF title in the meantime. However, so far, nothing has been announced by the UFC. Next, let's take a look at Conor McGregor calls out fighter for steroids. When Bellator MMA champion Usman Nurmagomedov was flagged for banned substances, former 2-division UFC champion Conor McGregor was quick to voice his opinion on the situation, taking aim at the Nurmagomedov family as a whole. While Usman Nurmagomedov indicated that the drug testing failure was a result of a prescription medication and not an anabolic steroid, for example, McGregor didn't hesitate from sounding off. Now, in response to a post that undefeated UFC bantamweight Umar Nurmagomedov made on social media, McGregor has once again made his opinion heard, writing in a since-deleted tweet, "Your younger brother popped for steroids. That's 4 now out of your family caught on steroids while fighting." In addition to Nurmagomedov, McGregor's tweet was also likely in reference to the 2016 fight cancellation between Islam Makhachev and Drew Dober, which was called off after weigh-ins when it was announced that Makhachev failed an out-of-competition test for a banned substance. Next, let's take a look at huge update on Jon Jones' injury. While recovering from a torn pectoral muscle, UFC heavyweight champion Jon Jones has also taken the period of inactivity to handle another lingering injury that he's been dealing with. In a video posted to social media, Jones indicated that he underwent surgery on his left elbow in order to take care of two ailments at once. As he revealed, the surgery, which addressed bone spurs in the champ's elbow, won't push back his return any further.
We had a 2-hour surgery, shaving down some bone spurs. Good news is that it's about a 10-week heal process, and I'm out for months anyways because of this pec surgery. So I just thought I'd kill two birds and get this elbow taken care of once and for all. Still on this recovery journey. Sometimes you have to take a small step back in order to move forward, and I'm patient.
So far, it's unclear just when Jones will return to the octagon. However, what we do know is that he will likely return before the end of 2024, and when he does, it'll be against Stipe Miocic for what Dana White has repeatedly called a legacy fight that needs to happen. Jon Jones fires back at Tom Aspinall on Twitter and said, "Only 4 recognizable opponents and already the King of England. Must be nice. There will be legendary tales told about you and your infamous callouts." Then Jon replied this to a fan who said Aspinall is just frustrated. "I mean, it doesn't really work like that. I was a champion when I was 23 years old. You can't show up at age 30 pretending like you've been chasing me your whole life. I have no clue who 90% of his resume is. Meanwhile, I've been highlighting UFC events my entire career." Tom Aspinall then replied to Jones' tweet by saying, "Jon, you're letting your ego run wild here, mate. I'm not downplaying your resume. It's incredible. Far superior to mine. You're known as the best fighter ever, and that's exactly why I want to beat you. Surely you can understand that." And then posted another tweet making fun of Jon. "Jon Jones, you need to fight people who build your legacy. Me, great idea, absolutely. UFC, do you want to fight Tom? Stipe, no. Jon, no. Me, wondering face Jon Jones, you need to fight people who build your legacy. Me, great idea, absolutely. UFC, do you want to fight Tom? Stipe, no. Jon, no. Me, wondering face." Jon Jones then finished it off by tweeting, "It's a wild world we live in. People can be so quick to try to replace you, throw you away, discredit your work. That's the best thing about them stats. Or just being able to see the fruits of your labor. Be an absolute savage at what you do, at whatever capacity that may be. Let the work speak for itself. Be undeniable in this world, ladies and gentlemen. Be absolutely undeniable." Next up, let's take a look at Bo Nickal sends a warning to Khamzat Chimaev. Since Bo Nickal made his debut, there's been plenty of talk of a potential fight between the former NCAA legend and undefeated 2-division contender Khamzat Chimaev. While Nickal has yet to compete against a top-ranked opponent in the UFC, and Chimaev is likely on the cusp of a crack at the title, the idea of a fight has continued to generate plenty of attention among fans. While speaking on a recent episode of the MMA Hour, Nickal spoke about the confidence he gained watching Chimaev fight Kamaru Usman.
I felt like first round, he looked lights out. He looked like he always looks, got Usman on the ground, held him down, beat him up, was close to the finish a couple times, and then, kind of slowed. The pace slowed for both of them as the rounds went on, and I think there's a lot to take from that on both ends, positively and negatively.
Do you beat that version of him?
I believe so. I think that he's a tough guy, of course. I think when you have a guy like Kamaru Usman, who's one of the all-time greats at his weight class, a champion, defended the belt multiple times, I believe in myself, and I think that my skills match up very well against him. And
as Nickal also indicated, he has his sights set on 4 fights this year in a perfect world.
I want to get in there in April. I would like to get in there again, hopefully International Fight Week, or maybe later July, August. And then if I can get in 2 more times by the end of the year, that would be great. But, you never know how it's going to go. I just plan it one step at a time. And
with a big year in the works, everything starts for Nickal at UFC 300 when he faces off with Cody Brundage. Now, let's shift gears and take a look at UFC fight updates. With the recently announced fights between Charles Oliveira and Arman Tsarukyan and Dustin Poirier and Benoit St. Denis, a number of other fight announcements have flown under the radar. Without further ado, let's jump right in and take a look at today's UFC fight updates, starting with a bantamweight fight between Toshiomi Kazama and Charalampos Gregorio, set for UFC Vegas 87 on March 16th. The bout will see Toshiomi Kazama look to snap a 2-fight skid that saw him stop twice in 2023, after earning a spot on the UFC's roster with a road to UFC win in 2022. On the flip side, Gregorio is looking to build momentum on a 3-fight winning streak, which saw him pick up a first-round victory on Dana White's Contender Series back in August. The following weekend, reports have indicated that Davey Grant and Cody Gibson will compete at UFC Fight Night 239 at the Apex on March 23rd. The bout will see Grant look to bounce back from a loss to Daniel Marcos back in July, while on the flip side, Gibson will be looking to bounce back after a loss to Brad Katona in the Ultimate Fighter 31 finale. Last but certainly not least, Giga Chikadze has indicated that he has been offered a fight with Josh Emmett at UFC 300 after the heavy-hitting featherweights win over Bryce Mitchell to close out the year. A tweet from Chikadze read, "Josh, you beat the guy coming off the couch, working with the cows in the farm. Accept UFC's offer for UFC 300. I already said yes. I'll do to you what you did to him." So far, from the sounds of things, with Chikadze accepting, the ball is in Emmett's court. Next, let's take a look at Islam Makhachev not injured, claims his manager. As part of his UFC 300 announcement that Charles Oliveira would be fighting Arman Tsarukyan, Dana White revealed that lightweight champion Islam Makhachev is dealing with an injury. Although the original plan was for Oliveira to compete for the title, as White has indicated, Makhachev will be out until the summer. According to Ali Abdelaziz, who spoke in an interview with ESPN, Makhachev is ready and willing to step in at UFC 299 to headline in Sean O'Malley's place, and he isn't injured like Dana White indicated.
No, listen, the deal was Islam, to fight March 9. And, of course, the UFC have a headliner already, have Sean O'Malley. They said we can, he's the main event, and it was not, it didn't work out this way. They did, said fight in February, but it was too close to his fight. The one he just fought, and it is what it is. He's just gonna wait before Ramadan. Or maybe the UFC calls tomorrow, so O'Malley's out. We need Islam. Maybe you can fight March 9, right? Islam is always training, he's always in shape, he's a professional.
With Makhachev now ruled out for UFC 300, it appears as though the UFC is running out of potential headliners for the card given their current schedule. Top comments. O'Malley saying that, or even letting that other punk talk like that and ask him those questions while he's got his daughter in his lap is absolutely disgusting. Yeah, she might not understand what's being said, but it's a respect thing. My god, O'Malley is so cringe. The biggest star in sports, LMFAO, are you joking? Imagine Chito beats him again. Islam has already defeated Oliveira. Oliveira got the chance of a rematch. It was Oliveira who removed himself from the rematch, and Volk had to fill in for a very, very short notice fight. Now, Dana has said that Islam is gonna fight against the winner between Oliveira and Arman. He's gonna fight the best contender. So who the hell is Makhachev ducking? I think Arman beats Oliveira, and even beats Makhachev in a rematch. Oliveira fanboys are delusional. I love how Dustin wanted to fight at 300, then Dana's like, nope, 299 for you, bud. Make sure to leave a comment and you might get featured in our next video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to never miss any MMA news. Check out our video from yesterday if you missed it. See you tomorrow.